Hey guys, welcome back to Chit Chat Tuesdays. Man, you cannot say that fast or you will totally just blah, 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 and I already get tongue-tied as it is. Welcome back to Chit Chat Tuesdays, and today we are talking about embarrassing stories. Now, I need to feel better about my embarrassing stories, so I'm going to need y'all to drop some embarrassing stories down below in the comments, please. Okay, let's get interactive. Let's chit chat. Let's talk about some embarrassing moments, but let's just jump right in. I'm going to start with one that's a little bit more like tame, not too embarrassing. Probably has happened to a good amount of us ladies. All right, so I was on flag line. I was a majorette in junior high, and I was also on dance team in high school. And for dance team, was it dance team that I did it? No, I think this is junior high. Was it? Okay, either way, for both of them, there were certain days of the week where we had to wear, this was junior high. We had to wear like the cheerleading uniforms, like the top and the skirt or whatever. And we were supposed to wear bloomers with them. And I had bloomers on, thank goodness. I want to say they had my name on the butt, or they had like the school's name on the butt. I can't remember. Anywho, I rode the school bus at the time because I wasn't old enough to drive. Like I said, I was in junior high. And I always sat at the back of the bus because, that was where the cool kids sat. Anyway, so I sat at the back of the bus, and I'm going to get off of the bus at school, and I stand up, and am I getting off the bus at school or am I getting off the bus at home? I can't remember, but I go to get off the bus and I stand up and I'm walking down the aisle, and I'm at the back of the bus, so I walk down the entire aisle, all right, get off the bus. And after I'm off the bus is when I decide I should check to see if my rear end is showing. And my whole ass was out because my backpack had grabbed my skirt when I put it on sitting down. And so my skirt was completely tucked in my backpack, between my back and my backpack, and my whole butt was out. So there's story number one, okay? I promise all of these aren't going to be while I was in school, but let's face it, the older you get, the less embarrassing moments you really encounter, especially as a stay-at-home mom and someone who does not go out very much anymore. So, anywho, all right, second embarrassing story I'm going to tell you guys. So I was in grade school. I don't know what grade. It was before junior high, so it had to have been like 4th, 5th, whatever. And girls, they have crushes on boys. I was always one of those more boy crazy kind of gals, and so I always had a crush on a boy, or 2, or 3, or 4. And so we were at PE and we were playing Red Rover, and 2 boys that I thought were so cute were like holding hands on the opposite side. And so the other team's like, Red Rover, have Crystal come over, or send Crystal over, or whatever the words are. And I'm like, and you're supposed to pick, the 2 people you can run through. Okay, you want to run through their side, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you do. You don't want them to stop you. Like, you want to run through their little thing. It's been forever since I've played Red Rover. But anywho, so I see these 2 guys and I'm like, I'm going to run through them. Okay. I've never been a large person. I've always been a very small person. I'm short, fun-sized. And both of these guys they're 6 foot tall now, I can assure you. If not a little taller, they're both like bigger dudes. And I haul ass towards their hands, and they clothesline my ass right onto the concrete. Just I hit and immediately smack the concrete. It was so embarrassing because I don't know what I thought I was going to do. But honestly, I should have just like not even attempted to break their hands, because then once you don't get through them, you get in that spot, and then I just got to hold hands with both of them. So, I mean, hello. who's really winning and who's really losing. But it was very embarrassing. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, it was very, very embarrassing. All right. So I've got 2 separate stories that involve my period. Okay, ladies, we all know. I think every female that has a period story of some sort. And I've got 2. Thankfully, they're not too bad, but one of them is very short and sweet. I was on my period. I bled through my pad in my car, and I get out at Walmart to go in, and I thankfully like felt my butt, and I had a blood spot on my butt like this big, and I looked at my car seat and there was like a blood spot on my car seat. So obviously I was able to get back in my car and go home and handle my business and all that stuff. So that wasn't too bad. But the one that is a super embarrassing is I was spending the night at my boyfriend's house. And I started my period, and we were asleep. I don't think I was planning on staying over there because for some reason I was wearing his mom's pajama pants. She let me borrow a pair of pajama pants, and they were like white with like these light blue flowers. I'll never forget them. Okay. And I could almost, like, right now, just like I can even imagine how the fabric felt. But anywho, so I was on my period, and we all know at night sometimes your pad tends to roam to a location where it's not supposed to go. I ended up bleeding all over the pants, and I woke up the next morning and I went in the bathroom and I was like, oh my God. And I was so embarrassed, and she was a woman, but she wasn't a real approachable woman, okay? So I should have just went to her and been like, listen, I'm sorry. But instead, I'm like, oh shit. So I put on my clothes, and I take her pajama pants, and I just like roll them up and I shove them in my bag. And I took them home and washed them, but the stain was there. She never saw those pajama pants again. I stole those things, okay? I'm sorry. I guarantee you're not watching this because you couldn't stand me then, and I'm sure you can't stand me now. But I stole your pajama pants. It was years ago. I'm so sorry. I bled on them. They had a stain. I threw them in the garbage. My bad. I mean, I know I can't be the only one that has a period story where you did something like that. Like, it's just one of those things that happens, especially when you're younger. You either are not tracking when you're supposed to start your period, and I was on birth control for a brief time. I could not take it. That's not even the debate. That'll be a topic for a different Chit Chat Tuesday. But yeah, so anywho, very embarrassing. Okay, very embarrassing. All right, I've got 2 more, and both of them involve farting. Okay, we're getting real up close and personal today. All right, both of them involve farting. I'm going to save the funniest one, to me, the most embarrassing one, for last. And then I'm going to, so first off, this one is more recent. My husband was playing video games. He was playing, I want to say, Call of Duty with his friends. And they, like, he has on his headset that has his mic, and I didn't realize that his mic was on. I thought he was muted. And so, because he wasn't talking, and so he's playing, and I farted, and the guy he was talking to, Charlie, he literally was like, nice, dude. And he was like, no, that was my wife. And I almost died. I wanted to die. I'm like, you broke married code by, you were supposed to take the blame for that. You're not supposed to tell people. Like, what the heck? So that one was a very embarrassing, but I want to say the most embarrassing story I have. And to this day, I think I've told like 2 people. So once this goes on the internet, it will be more than that, but that's fine. Okay, so I was in junior high, and we were in PE. And you had to take PE sports or something else. I can't even remember. In junior high. to be able to go to high school or not take it in high school. I don't remember. So a lot of girls took PE sports in junior high just for the simple fact that we needed to knock it out so we didn't have to do whatever later. And I can't remember the schematics, but that's not important. And so there were a lot of us. And I'm talking about when girls' PE sport period popped up, most of the classes were probably nothing but boys at that time because the whole gymnasium was full of us. And the first thing we did whenever we got into PE, obviously we went and we had to change into our clothes, which had to be a certain color pair of softy shorts or, shorts, and a t-shirt that had to be a certain color. It was like red and black or whatever, depending on your grade level. And so we go change, we go out, and then we always stretched. All right. And we all had our little spot. We're always in alphabetical order, And so my maiden name is Kirkpatrick, K. All right. My last name, we're in alphabetical order by last name. And we're sitting there and we do the thing where we put our leg up and we put our knee against our elbow and we stretch or whatever. And we're stretching and we did that and I farted. And the gymnasium was silent when I did it. And you know how things echo in there? And this fart just echoes throughout the entire gymnasium. And gymnasium. The gym. The freaking gym. It echoes throughout the whole place. All right? I'm talking about this fart. The sound is bouncing off the basketball court, the basketball hoops, and the volleyball net, and the everything. And of course, we're in junior high, so all the girls start giggling. And you can tell the general area that it came from. But like I said, there's lots of us, and we're spaced apart. I'd say a couple of feet apart so we have room to stretch. And we're all there. And there was a girl named, I don't know if I should say her. Okay. There was a girl that sat beside me. Her name was Takoya, or is Takoya. I'm almost positive she's still with us, thank God. So it is Takoya. And she was sitting there. And for some reason, everybody was like, oh my God, it was her. She did it. And I sat there with my beet red cheeks and I let everyone laugh at her and blame her for that fart that I let out. And I never even told my best friend. I didn't tell anybody. I did not tell a soul. I didn't even tell my mom until more recently. I didn't tell let me tell you, I didn't tell anybody. Okay? Didn't tell anybody until now. I'm telling the world. It was me. I farted in junior high PE sports. And what can you do? Everybody passes gas. I'm sure almost everyone has some sort of embarrassing fart story. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this embarrassing stories video with saying if you want to hear more embarrassing stories, I can probably scrounge up many, many more. Some of them might get a little bit more raunchy or cringy, but I can most definitely scrounge up some more embarrassing stories. If you would like to hear a part 2, just let me know in the comments down below. Also, I want to know your embarrassing stories, okay? Tell me your embarrassing story so I can feel a teensy bit better about mine. And with that, I want to say don't forget to subscribe before you go so you can hear more Chit Chat Tuesdays and check out all the other cool content I have on my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.